Welcome back to the Patriot Hour for Friday the 13th. And don't try to be a teenager tonight, dancing around some, campground, telling people you'll be right back. All right, folks, it's Friday the 13th. It's just another day, but we do have some things to get into, and I want to it's the worst time to do videos here for me. The light's beaming in behind, so you get bad lighting. I want to make this short and sweet. Got a little article I'm going to read here, but I'm going to be live tonight on the American Joe. There will be a video I put out right at the same time we're kicking off live. I'll have a link. You can click the link, join in on the live. Folks, good stuff is going to go on over there. Highly, while you're there, maybe subscribe. I got another promo video out showing it, and the links are down below for the live feed already and for his channel. So please get over there. Join us tonight. It's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe he's out on the West Coast, Nevada, so about 3 hours behind. Okay, we're going to jump into an article here. Again, if you're new to this channel, subscribe, and welcome to the Patriot Hour, where we encourage you to think for yourself, connect all your own dots, listen to everybody, read everything you can, and try to chew the meat, spit out the bone, folks. You got to do a lot of research and come to conclusions based off logical thinking and thinking for yourself, all right? Not so much the old group think. We got to come to a conclusion together and let somebody persuade us. All right. It might be a little windy. It's really hot. There's again, you can see I don't normally do shows around this time. It's the hottest time of the day, and the sun just beams in. All right, we're going to get here to this is just crazy to me, this little, true pundit here. You got the Ray thing. Top FBI agents take aim at Ray. Damaging high-level leaks were planned. DOJ leak. U.S. attorney says indict McCabe. His plea deal was not, they didn't accept it. What does that lead to? They're now talking that these other people, when they lied, they just got reprimanded within the FBI. What's the difference, folks? This is like the number 2 guy or something, one of the top 3-4 guys. Yeah, anybody else lies to the FBI, they that's what they typically hit people on. That's what Martha Stewart went down for. That's what they got Flynn on. That's what they always get people on. But when they do it, you got even the pundits on the media sticking up, bringing up other court cases. Oh, here we go, bringing up other people, a lot lower level, and comparing them. We can do that with Clinton. They had all the crimes in the world, and they all decided not to go after her. For Trump, they've spent 3 years looking into stuff and made up stuff and trying to charge him for no crimes when they had clear crimes and didn't want to get somebody. Unbelievable. So here you go. Then you got Flynn. Michael Flynn exonerated by bombshell, DOJ memo, and then an Epstein. This is the one we're going to get into. CIA, Mossad, and Epstein network. The Epstein case was about much more than just underage girls. So DC dirty laundry here. CIA, Mossad, and Epstein, the network. We've been talking about his connections to a higher level plot. He was in no way, shape, or form the horse's mouth. No way was he the mastermind. Something has to be going on. It's currently is going on, and unless the people put a stop to it, it is not only going to continue, but it is only going to get worse, much worse. In a recent investigative report, journalist Whitney Webb stated the following: catastrophic mass shootings or crisis event Orwellian solutions are set to be foisted on a frightened American public by the very network connected not only to Jeffrey Epstein, but to a litany of crimes and frightening history of plans to crush internal dissident into the United States. We know they've been working on this for a while, folks. If you could only imagine, let's just take example, Q's saying 1999, the start of it all. JFK Jr., Trump connection, question mark. Look into it a little bit. HRC, the Senate, the plane wreck. We have it all. The start. Enjoy the movie. So have we had people capturing everything? That would be horrible to think like, so something started in 99. They've had certain maybe Patriots embedded, the team looking, grabbing things, keeping note. But we still had 9/11. All these events have had to have happened, and it's just, maybe it was already a game plan. These certain people knew about it, and now they're here to put a stop to it. It took all 18 years so far. A lot of that in the early days wasn't trying to stop anything. You couldn't. You just caught wind. You bought the playbook. You're able to put all the pieces together to the puzzle little by little, and you had the full story. And you didn't like it. You didn't like the ending. You didn't like it. Is that feasible? So Mint Press News has put out an exclusive 4-part series recently that revealed the links Jeffrey Epstein had to intelligence agencies in both the U.S. and Israel. While many in America think that this kind of behavior is okay because it's Israel, America's closest ally in the Middle East, the information put out there here is disturbing, to say the least. People were upset that the British intelligence was involved in the spying on then candidate President Donald Trump. All right, this goes to the Five Eye. We talked about this. The Five Eye. And so then candidate Trump. They were upset with the various Muslim Brotherhood front groups infiltrating our government, and many upset knowing that Muslim government was making ultimate calls concerning special operations in Afghanistan. Yeah, not a peep of this from the media, politicians, or a majority of the conservative outlets. Web writes, following the arrest and subsequent death in prison of alleged child sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein, a little-known Israel tech company began to receive increased publicity, but for all the wrong reasons. Not long after Epstein's arrest and his relationships and finances came under scrutiny, it was revealed that Israel company Carbine 9/11 had received substantial funding from Jeffrey Epstein, as well as Epstein's close associate and former Prime Minister of Israel, Ehud Barak, and Silicon Valley's venture capitalist and prominent Trump backer, Peter Thiel. Carbine 9/11, or simply Carbine, develops call handling and identification capabilities for emergency response services in countries around the world, including the United States, where it has already been implemented in several U.S. countries and has partnered with major U.S. tech companies like Google. It specifically markets its product as a way of migrating mass shootings in the United States without having to change existing U.S. gun laws. Yet Carbine is no ordinary tech company, as it is deeply connected to the elite Israel Military Intelligence Division, Unit 8200, whose alumni often go on to create tech companies. Carbine among them that frequently maintain their ties to Israel intelligence, according to Israel media reports, and former employees often blur the line between their services to Israel's defense intelligence apparatus or their commercial activity. As this report will reveal, Carbine is one of several Israel tech companies marketing themselves as a technological solution to mass shootings that has direct ties to Israel intelligence agencies. In each case, these companies' products are built in such a way that they can easily be used to illegally surveil the governments, institutions, and civilians that use them. A troubling fact, given Unit 8200's documented prowess in surveillance as a means of obtaining blackmail, and Israel's history of using tech companies to aggressively spy on the U.S. government. This is further compounded by the fact that the Unit 8200 linked tech companies have previously received U.S. government contracts to place backdoors into the U.S. entire telecommunications system, as well as onto the popular products of major tech companies, including Google, Microsoft, Facebook. Many of those key managers and executives are now former Unit 8200 officers. Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has made it no secret that placing Unit 8200 members in top position is a multinational tech companies is a deliberate policy meant to ensure Israel's role as a dominant global cyber power, while also combating nonviolent boycott movements targeting Israel's violations of international law and stifling the United Nations criticism of Israel government policy and military operations abroad. So, among some of the most prominent information provided in Webb's total research, which I highly recommend you guys go look, we'll leave some links here below. Webb's research included who has been financing and profiting from this whole development. So this Ahad Barak, his own role as both financier and chairman of the Carbine has also added to that concern, given his long history of involvement in covert intelligence operations. That is, meaning, covert on the low for Israel, and his long-standing ties to the Israeli military intelligence. So another funder of the Carbine, Peter Thiel, and his own company like Carbine is set to profit from Trump's administration proposed high-tech solutions to mass shootings. Indeed, after the recent shootings in El Paso, Texas, President Trump, who received political donations from and has been advised by Thiel following his election, asked tech companies to detect mass shooters before they strike, a service already perfected by Thiel's company, which is Palantir, which has developed pre-crime software already in use throughout the country. Palantir is also a contractor for the U.S. intelligence community and is also a branch based out of Israel. Perhaps the most disturbing of all, whether technological solutions is adopted by Trump's administration, it is set to use a controversial database first developed as part of a secret U.S. government program that involved notorious Iran-Contra figures like Ali North as a means of tracking and flagging potential American dissidents for increased surveillance and detention in the event of a vaguely defined national emergency. And this report will reveal this database, often referred to as the main core, was created with the involvement of Israeli intelligence, and Israel remained involved years after it was developed, and potentially to currently up to the present. It was also used by at least one former CIA official on the President Reagan's National Security Council to blackmail members of Congress, congressional staffers, journalists, etc., so on and so forth. She also points out Carbine also boasted several tie-ins with the Trump administration, including Palantir founder, Trump ally Peter Thiel, another investor in the Carbine. In addition, Carbine's board of advisors, including former Palantir employee Trey Stevens, was a member of Trump transition team, as well as a former Secretary of Homeland Security Michael Chertoff, Trump donor and New York real estate developer Elliot Tawal, as also on the Carbine's board, along with this Ahad Barak and Pakos Barosh Bukris. Crazy. So we already have covered the dangers to the public concerning this whole Palantir. Peter Thiel and Palantir, the CIA-backed tech giant that's stiffening and sorting through your info. Facebook class action lawsuit coming. Court documents expose Facebook's bulk data dump to the FBI without any warrant. Bigger than Cambridge's Analytica. Court documents Facebook turned over bulk data, possibly of millions of Americans, to the government without any reason. So, how is Carbine related to mass shootings in the Orwellian nightmare? According to Webb, not long after it was found in 2014 by veterans of Israeli MI, Carbine began to specifically market it as a solution to mass shootings to the United States. Bring about the problem, then offer up the solution. It's really all about control. Why did Epstein, Mossad, honey trap story disappear? U.S. and Israel introduced tech solutions. Co-conspirators targeted during Epstein hearing. Epstein did not act alone. Where is GM, Ghislaine Maxwell? So, by the way, it was Epstein who thought after by Ahad Barak, who became a key financier of the Carbine following Epstein's first arrest and lenient sentencing. However, the growth of acceptance ran into some trouble after the last arrest and alleged suicide of Jeffrey Epstein. And let's not forget that Epstein was exploiting those underage girls through honeypots in order to blackmail the rich and powerful. It was clearly not simply Epstein's ideas, but they were tied into some kind of intelligence sources. Look how his whole island was wired up with, So additionally, Carbine's privacy concerns are much larger than simply being tied to intelligence contracts like Phil and others. For instance, its a smartphone app can extract the following information from phones that it's installed on. So device location, get a video live streamed from your smartphone to a call center, text messages and two-way chat window, any data from a user's phone if they have the Carbine app and ESINet, and any information that comes over the data link, which Carbines open up in case the caller's voice link drops out. So Webb also reports, according to the Carbine's website, the same information can be used to obtain from any smartphone, even if it does not have the Carbine app installed. If that number calls a 911 call center that uses Carbine or merely any other number connected to the Carbine's network. So Carbine gathers data points from the user's phone as well as a myriad of other web-connected devices. This is some crazy stuff here, folks. It's a pretty decent little, article here. So I'm going to leave this down below for you to. If you think it's starting to sound conspiratorial, too much tinfoil hat, consider that is just what it is. Mrs. Webb piece and document is worth your time to read and educate yourself with if you value the truth of what is taking place around you at the hands of your own government and foreign governments operating on our soil. And you thought the Jeffrey Epstein case was only about underage girls. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting here, folks. Couple of little different link offs, and you can click the full links down below. So I'll just put this link because down at the bottom of this is almost everything else you need. I will do that for you. I can do that for you. All right, give this video a thumbs up on your way out. Make sure you're subscribed. I got to leave for a few hours. Got some errands to run, things to do in real time. I'm going to be away from keyboard. All right. But I will be back. I got to be back because I got the live show here later this evening, 9 p.m. So I'll be back in studio sometime later this evening, getting everything set up. I'm going to get this shut down, let it cool down. It's hot in here. Let the sun go down a little bit, and I'll be back. Hopefully you guys join us again. I'm going to put out a shot across the bow video right at the time we go live. Please join us and enjoy your evening. God bless. Where we go one, we go all. Enjoy your evening.
Real stupid, real fast.